All right, everyone. Welcome to it is Monday night. So it is time for another episode of Nerdcamp Sports. I'm joined by two of my three co-hosts, Raj and R&B. How y'all fellas doing tonight on a scale of 1 to 10? Where's your mental health at?
I'll say a 7. Feeling pretty good.
Okay.
That's it.
I'll say probably about a 5. Solid, making it living.
All right, I think I'm at about a 6. So all right, we're kind of close in that regard. So we all know that we are deep into the playoffs. The second round starts tonight. Now we've gone from 16 to 8. The Doc Rivers effect was heavy in the first round. a lot of 3-1 leads blown. But I want to start with Jaylen Brown specifically. Jaylen Brown said after the game, after they lost, the Sixers came back, obviously down 3-1, and Jaylen Brown had said that there was a lot of flopping. They allowed Joel Embiid to get away with it, and that's the league that we're in now. So, R&B, in your opinion, now we all know he's gonna get fined. We know he's gonna get fined. We know he is definitely losing some money for these comments.
Yeah, fine.
Exactly. But in your opinion, is he right about what he said?
I can't say that he's right. I mean, that he's wrong about what he's saying, because Joel Embiid always been a flopper. We all know that shit. But that shit ain't no excuse, if that's what you want to try to use for your excuse to blow on a 3-1 lead on the team that you should have had beat. You know what I'm saying? As a Jaylen Brown fan, somebody who, vouches for that brother, and, we had MVP talks throughout the year, and I kept having them in there. That came across as kind of weak, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, I can't say that he's wrong, but I don't think that it's a valid argument there to be made on that. I mean, it's really pointless to bring it up at this point. You blew a 3-1 lead, you know what I'm saying, against a team that y'all had beat, you know what I'm saying? I can't really give them the excuse because Tatum wasn't there. I'm just not, and it just is what it is. They lost.
What do you think was what do you think is the factor that changed the series for the Sixers?
A healthy Embiid. Simple as that. A healthy Embiid. If Embiid is healthy and running and clicking on all cylinders, he's an argument for best center in the league over Joker. Yes, I'm saying it. When he a fully healthy Embiid is a run for the money of best center in the league against Joker. So you know what I'm saying, he somewhere along the line, and I don't even think that's the crazy part about it. I really don't even think he's fully healthy though, because he's still kind of flopping around and limping and shit, and barely getting lift off of it on his jump shot, and so that's scary because if he doing all that at maybe a guesstimate of what 75 to 80% or some shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Just imagine what it could be if he continues to get healthy as this shit progresses and goes on. Could be real interesting.
Raj, do you believe that the Celtics need to make a change to their team in order to get another championship or birth another appearance to the NBA Finals?
Yes, absolutely. And to be honest, I'll be honest with you. The game changer wasn't Embiid only. It was the fact they took 49 threes and only made 13. That's 26%. You know, and they lost by 9. So at the end of the day, if they just make, I don't know, another 3% more of the threes, they win the game. It's just that simple. But Joe Mazzulla decides not to take the approach of driving to the basket, drawing fouls, finding ways to get a good defender on Embiid. And that kind of played into a role where they just pretty much just, waved the white towel. And I'm not saying that the impact of Embiid didn't change the whole thing completely, but it also plays into how bad Joe Mazzulla coached. You know, he had, 3 starters out there? Harper, I believe he had Briar Shireman, and he had Geyser, or whatever his last name is. Anyway, those 3 guys didn't score any points in this game. Garza, excuse me. He didn't score any of those points in the game 7. So it just goes to show you that there's a coaching issue, and he's very hard-headed. He doesn't listen to anybody. He doesn't listen to his players. He doesn't listen to the media. He doesn't listen to the fans. We all saw how they just blew away that 3-1 lead. Jason Tatum played in game 6. He went off. Jason Tatum got hurt. So it's just a matter of just taking care of business when you got the opportunity. Why the hell would you drag this series along if you can just go ahead and just end the team in 5 games? It's just a waste of time. So it just goes to show you, Joe Mazzulla is a real villain in this whole situation. And Joe Mazzulla really needs to be fired. But because of his winning percentage in regular season and his championship with the Boston Celtics, they're not going to do that. They're going to give him another opportunity. But in reality, he needs to be on a hot seat.
I don't, you know me, I'm not always for firing the coach. I don't think that helps the team. I think both of you are right in a sense that Embiid's return definitely changed this team. But let's not forget that dude Tyrese Maxey was a dog.
Oh,
especially in game 7. I think he had 30 points, if I'm not mistaken. Paul George is out there doing things, even things that don't show up in a stat sheet. VJ, oh my God, his last name, Edge. He's been doing his thing too. This team we've been waiting to see if they can be cohesive. The problem is that they haven't all been healthy. And then I think Paul George was suspended for 25 games this season as well at some point, right? He had a suspension that he had to serve. So when you look at these things and you look at them doing it, I'm going to lean on saying this was more of a Celtics loss. I'm not taking away from Philly at all. But anytime you're up 3-1 and you lose the series, that's on you. You had 3 opportunities to close the deal, and you failed 3 times. And as for Jaylen Brown's comments, it's like, bro, that's a cop-out. It's a cop-out. You did not play up to par. You played well all season without Tatum.
I won't say that one, Mike. He played. Jaylen did his thing. It's a weak cop-out, but he did his thing in that game.
No. He didn't play.
Peyton Pritchard missing that game-winning 3, because if Peyton Pritchard hit that 3 from the corner, that seals it.
But the team didn't win, so you didn't play up to par. You're up 3-1. If you don't win, that's not up to par. Means you or your team didn't do enough. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he had bad stats. I'm just saying when you're up 3-1, you're supposed to close this series out. Whether it's you, whether it's Pritchard, whether it's, Tatum if he's available, whether it's whoever. And, like someone said to me, well, they didn't have Tatum. I'm like, they had Tatum in game 5. They had Tatum in game 6, and they didn't get the job done.
All throughout the series, except for the other night. Except for one game. So
they didn't get the job done, and like for you to sit up there and say, oh, well, he flops. That's the league we're in. A lot of players flop. Hell, let's be honest. this guy's renowned a lot as one of the Celtic greats. Paul Pierce was a flopper. You know, he was a flopper. He flopped more than you flip a pancake. Like, you gotta call a spade, you know. And Jaylen Brown, yeah, I'm sure he played well, but if you don't win the series, that's what people gonna remember. You was up 3-1, and without Doc Rivers, you acted like Doc Rivers was still there. But that ain't the only team that lost 3-1. And I'm gonna throw it in another direction because I read today that the Orlando Magic relieved their head coach of duties after losing 3-1, and also I think said the third first round exit. Listen, it's not many times we see an 8 seed beat a 1 seed. I think in my life I only seen it that 1 year where Dallas won 67 games and Golden State just made them look like scrubs. I don't remember what year that was, but I remember that series.
I want to say maybe like 07, 08, something like that, somewhere around.
So, I just it's not many times we've seen that, and the Magic believed. I mean, they believed, like they were up 3-1 on Detroit. And I'm gonna start with you, R&B. What did Detroit do? Because I'm gonna save the coach part for Raj. And if you want to elaborate on it, go for it as well. But what did Detroit do after game 4 when they went down 3-1? What did they do that helped them turn it around and win 3 straight to advance to the next round?
That's a great question, Mike. You want to know?
I'm listening.
Detroit basketball. That's what they did. They turned up the motherfucking defense to another level. Tobias Harris finally turned into what we would have to say right now the second option that they could go to, behind Cade, because we all know Jalen Durden just hadn't been having a good series. It felt like the whole little shit with Angel Reese and Wendell Carter Jr. It seemed like it was getting to him or some shit to be going up against the dude that's banging his ex. So, hey man, I think they turned up the defense. I never had a problem with the way that JB Bickerstaff was coaching. I felt like he was putting the Pistons in perfect positions to get the offense rolling. The problem was that we just weren't hitting shots, and then finally we started hitting shots. So when you combine hitting shots, Tobias stepping up, which adds to hitting shots, and the defense taking it up another level. Plus Orlando kind of fell into a little bit of the Boston Celtic rhythm, in my opinion. They were hoisting a lot of threes, and they didn't shoot a great percentage from 3 in this series, which kind of helped us. I think it turned the series around for us, and voila, here we are. We got the Pistons and the Mr. Stats in the playoffs and playoff choker.
Yeah, how two of the teams Doc Rivers coached.
Exactly.
Blew a 3-1 lead. His spirit lives on.
The ghost of Doc Rivers.
His spirit lives
on. Hold on. And then Tracy McGrady called in the game too on NBC. Who was the culprit of the first? One of the culprits of the first 3-1 lead.
Exactly.
Oh man.
The first time the Pistons came back and beat Orlando 3-1 was in 03 when T-Mac was there.
Doc lives on.
Yeah.
Doc lives on. So, dang, that's a bad day. So, Raj, you clapped when I said this, that they fired Jamal Mosley.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on the firing? Who should replace? him, and should he be able to coach? Should he get another shot at coaching?
Absolutely not. He should not get another opportunity unless he's an assistant coach and go through the rankings of assistant coaching, because he blew the biggest opportunity of his career. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't really have much faith in Jamal Mosley in the first place because of what happened in the previous seasons under his tutelage with Paulo Banchero. Paulo Banchero do not like his coach. Let's just keep it a stack. He does not like Jamal Mosley at all. It's been said before a few seasons ago, and Game 6 being at a place where, let me look at the percentage again. You shoot 4 for 37 in the second half in Game 6 to close out a game. That's less than 10.8%. 10.8% just to close out a damn game. They shot so bad, I had to refresh my computer just to see if this actually was real. I said, this got to be a fever dream. I know these guys aren't losing, and it was up 26 points. I know these guys are not 15, 16 points down in the fourth quarter. I couldn't believe it.
That crushed their spirit.
Not only that, not only should he be fired, he should be brought up for war crimes, because the city of Orlando is going crazy right now. You have a generational talent on your roster. Paulo Banchero is a game changer. He can turn that franchise around. Franz Wagner, as good as he is, he's not healthy. He's always hurt. He's starting to look like AD. You have to make some changes. You have to make some adjustments. They brought in
Desmond game changer, though, Raj.
Huh?
He's the true game changer.
Who's that?
Wagner. When Wagner being out, what caused them to slide down to the 8th spot? Wagner comes back. You go up 3-1 on the number 1 team. Wagner goes back down. The number 1 team come back and beat you.
Which is true. However,
no disrespect to Paulo.
You gotta find adjustments. You gotta find adjustments, because guess what? Your third option, Desmond Baines, that nigga don't have no arms. He's shooting with no arms. This shit, he got pterodactyl arms. Let's just keep it that. This shit like this, and he's shooting. Look, I say all that to say you in trouble if you depend on those two people. Paulo Banchero, if I'm Paulo's agent, I'm demanding a trade. I can't do this no more. I done had enough. I want out of Orlando because it's something in that water. I don't know if it's the, I don't know if it's the Disney World water. I don't know what's going on over there. But they got to figure this out. They got to figure out a way to get this man a superstar next to him, because you're going to run into that every single time. The East is getting tougher.
I'm hearing that they're looking at Scott Brooks. I mean, not Scott Brooks, but Donovan, Billy Donovan, Chicago's coach, from the one that used to be in OKC after Scott Brooks.
You know who I would love to see coach?
Mark Jackson,
Mike Malone.
Mike Malone. You talking about Denver's old coach?
Yeah, he's a good coach.
He got a job. He got a college job.
See, but that's what I'm saying. There's no good coaches. There's no NBA coaches that are good anymore. I will offer top dollar to somebody that's like from a European league. If I'm going for a second option, because look, I think that's the only thing they're missing. They're missing the ball movement and the ability to open up Paulo's game. If they could do that, I think they can make a splash in the East next year. But right now, there's no good coaches to even look at as candidates. But if Mike Malone wasn't in college, I would pick him up. I think he's the best because he understands how to use the big man to pass out the ball and also get shots. So I don't know. That's just my opinion. I think they got to figure it out, because if I'm Paulo's agent, I'm out of there. I can't do this. You're wasting my prime.
I think that. Yeah. he hasn't hit his prime.
That's 7, 8 years in. What is this year 4?
3, 4. I think that Orlando has enough to make some noise, like moving forward. But I think they need another piece. Like they added Bane, but I don't think he was a bad piece. I just don't think he was I just don't think he was the right piece.
He wasn't a needle mover.
Right. Yes, there we go. So to me, you need someone now because I believe they gave him a large contract, if I'm not mistaken. So now you're kind of here. You're kind of here with him. You got Paulo, you got Wagner, Wendell Carter. You have a lot of those pieces. Suggs has been a dog for them as well. But I just think that they need an upgrade somewhere. Even if it's at the guard position, or maybe a two-way player of some sort, like a Kawhi player, obviously not Kawhi, but they just need someone who can, like, to what R&B said, move the needle for them to, say, okay, like we've arrived, because like they're kind of like scratching the surface, but they're not quite there yet. So
you know who sent him over the top, but I would hate to see him go to the Magic.
Who's that?
Kevin Durant.
I'm thinking more Ja Morant, which he was in attendance at one of the games too.
That's facts. I actually can see that.
I think they need a point guard.
Yeah, they do need a point guard.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned the guard position. The guard position would be the position for them to do the upgrade. And I could see them, I know you guys were saying that that they had a lot of injuries throughout the season, so I think if they could stay healthy and they get that upgrade, they could very easily be 3rd, 4th, or 5th. I mean, was it this year or last year? There was a point where they were at the top. Like I forget if it was this season or last season. They were like 2nd place, like
I think 34 it was the season before last.
Okay, so
I think it was like 3 seasons ago.
Absolutely, we're gonna see. So, Raj thought I was going there before. He thought I was going there before. He thought I was going there before, but we gotta go. We can't let the Raj solidified, proclaimed greatest center ever off the hook. Because if Jaylen Brown was not up to par, Nikola Jokic was far from par. Up 3-1. So, Raj, I'm going to just say it because I don't even want to ask this question in a professional manner. I want to hear every excuse you got for Nikola Jokic. Every excuse. Besides, I know you're going to say he ain't got no help. No, you're going to say, whatever excuse you got, and you're still going to end it with he's still the greatest center ever. But I want to hear every excuse you got.
All right. Well, first off, I didn't like how you asked that question. Let's just start off with that. That's not even a question. Second, me saying that he's the greatest center is my opinion. It's my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. However, the numbers back up my statement. He is the best center that we have ever witnessed with our own 2 eyes. And I'm saying that because guess what? This series did not take that away from him. And nothing can take that away from him. If he decides right now, I retire and I want to go out there with my little ponies, that's fine with me because he's already got 3 MVPs. He's already got a championship under his belt, even though absolutely nobody predicted those guys to win a championship. He's already a multiple-time All-Star. Look, at the end of the day, let's be real. He ain't got no help. And when Aaron Gordon went down, there was zero help when it comes down to the defense and also offensive side of the ball that Jamal Murray cannot do. Jamal Murray is a choke artist. He's worse than James Harden. We spoke about this for years, Mike. We spoke about it.
But
when it's
Jamal,
all said and done.
But Jamal Murray got a ring. Harden doesn't. Just saying.
Yeah, well, that's because Jokic dragged his ass there.
Nah, man, I don't even want to hear the rest of your take. I disrespectfully cut you off because you reaching right now.
See, and that's
this
the problem.
Dude just said that
you don't want to hear it.
This dude just sat up here and said Jamal Murray is a bigger choke artist than James Harden. I've watched Jamal Murray hit game-winning, clutch playoff performances and clutch playoff shots. He put the Lakers all on a buzzer beater game winner. What, last year or 2 years ago? Stop, man! Don't reach like that. Remember, don't have revisionist memory in the middle of your rant. Remember the shit correctly, because what you're saying about Jamal Murray is not fucking true. He might have had a bad series this year. I give you that. Man, that's a lie. That's a lie.
He's got more. If he's a choke
game,
hold on. Then actual games he stepped up.
If he's a choke artist, then Joker is too. Then Joker is too.
No. Yeah. Jokic is the Joker. He's not the choker. No. He's the Joker.
That's what he is. He lost a fucking
Joker.
He lost to a fucking T-Move version of the Minnesota Timberwolves. The bad dudes.
Last time I checked, it's a team sport.
No Anthony Edwards. No Don Sumo.
Last time I checked, it's a team sport. Let me check again. Hold on. Oh yeah, it's still a team sport. It's not a 1-on-5.
He got all hustle.
It's not a 1-on-5.
He got.
It's not a 1-on-5 though. It's not a 1-on-5.
But the thing is this,
sport. And if your team ain't showing up, you can't win.
So let me ask you a question.
You full of shit, man.
Go for it.
When you look at, I'm just gonna start with an easy one. The 1998 NBA Finals. What does everybody remember about that finals?
98. The Jordan shot.
Right, the shot. Do you ever hear anyone else talk about the series or the other players?
What do you mean?
Think about it. Do you ever hear people? The point I'm trying to get to is people remember moments. People remember moments. That's what lives in here. People ain't gonna remember the nooks and crannies of the series. A moment is a lot more powerful. This damn
okay.
Oh shit!
It went out.
There you go.
See?
There we go. A moment.
That was the moment.
Right. That was a moment. A moment is memorable. And people remember moments. Like a moment is that it's them losing this series. Because how many times do we talk about 3-1 losses? People remember that. That hurts his legacy. No matter how you look at it, it hurts his legacy. He's up 3-1. You're right. He's a multi-time MVP. He's a multi-time All-Star. He should have wiped the fucking floor. This series should not have even gone. This series should not have even gone 6 games. Shouldn't have even gone. And the fact that you went out there, it does.
Mike, it doesn't go like that.
Get it to 7.
It doesn't. Nothing goes like that, fellas. Listen, it's a team sport. If there's anybody, hold on. If there's anybody,
damn near outside of golf or anything that's straight individual on the field of play or quarter play, tennis or some shit like that. We're not retarded. We know that it's a team sport. But you don't give
Okay,
other
so
people
why do you guys bring up individual accolades?
trying to give it to this white man? Stop trying to get this white man these
Look.
Don't give other players.
When it's all said and done, I'm talking hoops. I'm not talking race. But going back to the subject.
I'm not talking
going
race.
back to the subject.
You on some bullshit.
You just said a white man.
Yeah, I said stop trying to get a white man.
No, I'm not giving nobody an excuse. I'm telling you what it is.
Do him the same way you do Jaylen Brown for his collapse.
No, I get Jaylen Brown for it. Listen, hold on. Wait. Let's go back to the original subject. The original subject is you guys are saying that the Joker choked away this whole entire series against a Timu team of the Timberwolves. I didn't
say he choked away.
Right?
He did not have a good series.
So correct me on what you said about him choking, or he's the choker instead of the Joker.
I said he was a joke. I said he was a fucking joke. That's what I said. Mike said that he was a choker.
So you didn't call him a choke artist?
No,
he didn't.
Okay, so I misunderstood. But
he didn't say that. I'm saying it because only because listen, great players have to rise above. Help, no help. When you're that great and you have these accolades, you have to find a way to win. Team sport or not, bro. Team sport or not.
Okay.
There are times where players have to put the team on their back. Before you go, I'm going to give you a prime example. When your boy, Kevin Durant, was in Brooklyn, right? Kyrie went down. Right?
Yep.
Kyrie went down. Harden was a shell of himself. He had to go out there and score 45 points. You know, they were saying he had to do 40 plus points. He had to get 10 plus boards and 8 to 12 assists. And he went out there and did that. And guess what still happened? His damn foot was too big and they lost.
Okay.
So,
what about Giannis? What about when Giannis won his championship? That's the definition of putting the team on your back and willing them to win or to a championship. Yes, he did. Go back and watch that finals. Go back and watch that game 6 when he or game 7 when he had 50 points. Let's playing on both sides of the floor.
Okay, all right.
This Joker don't.
Okay, I'm glad you guys said that because you brought up Jordan, right? And you brought up Giannis, right? Which is modern day big man that carried his team to the championship allegedly, right? Okay, can we agree that Drew Holiday is going to be a future Hall of Famer?
Yeah. Here we go.
Okay. He played with Drew Holiday when that championship. He won with Drew Holiday. Okay. Now, can we agree that Michael Jordan played with a Hall of Famer like Scottie Pippen? Hold on. I'll let y'all talk. It's my turn. Can we agree that Scottie Pippen played on that championship team in '98 with Jordan? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, point to one Hall of Famer that's playing with Jokic this whole entire career. I'll wait.
So you're saying now we need Hall of Famers? So
future Hall of Famer. That's a future Hall of Famer that's playing alongside Jokic.
If Jamal Murray continues to play on the trajectory that he's
on, to a future Hall of Famer.
The NBA Hall of Fame is not that delicacy, man. The NBA.
No, my point is, I just broke down your argument. I just broke down your argument.
So
you pointed to Jordan. He played alongside Pippen. You pointed to Giannis. He played alongside Drew Holiday, and he had other all-stars on his team like Middleton.
Bro, so you telling me Drew
but Jokic plays with a one-time all-star. They gave that shit to him after 8 years of being in the league. Right? A one-time all-star who's notorious for choking in games. And you guys expect him to win every series by himself? I know that he should put up 40, 50 points a night, but goddamn, he's 31. He's not 25. So how the hell is he supposed to carry a team if he sits on the bench and Drew Holiday's only been an all-star 2 times? How?
Drew Holiday's only been an All-Star 2 times.
But you just said he's a future Hall of Famer.
So that's one more over Jamal Murray because I said
but
Jamal
you just
Murray
said he's a future Hall of Famer.
I said Jamal Murray is too.
No, he's not. You know he's not. Next question, Mike. Next question. Next question, Mike. Next question. Yeah, you're right. He's a future Hall of Famer. Next question.
Joker.
You right. You right. Next question.
If Drew Holiday's a Hall of Famer,
Jamal Murray's a future Hall of Famer. Next question.
So, is Harrison Barnes a Hall of Famer?
No.
Because based on what you're saying is, he would be. Is Iguodala a Hall of Famer?
Iguodala will probably be a Hall of Famer off of name and just legacy of who he was throughout his career that he'll probably get in. And that's why I said when it comes to the NBA, talking Hall of Fame really is not a subject point because it's not respected as like other Hall of Fames are, like the NFL Hall of Fame.
Oh, come on.
Hall of Fame.
Moving a line.
It's not.
Moving a line again. Not. Okay. All right.
That's a fact. Everybody know that shit.
Yeah, they watered down a lot of stuff. Like that's what it comes down to. It doesn't have the same respect like it used to have. That's for sure. So
it's crazy, bro.
So I want to talk about the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets and Kevin Durant. Now we understand that they were eliminated in the first round. The Lakers were able to win. But in both of your opinions, do they need to run this back with the same team? And if not, what changes need to be made to make the team better?
It's clear that they need a point guard, which I feel like they already have. He just was missing this year due to injury. Fred VanVleet. Right. I think that this is a tough question because I want to say I think that they should run it back with VanVleet and maybe bringing another point guard in off the bench because we know that he'll be coming back off of a torn ACL, so he might need some time to get revved up there. So you bring in the cushion off the bench to help out. But my first initial thought is to run it back because I want to see what I got with him on the floor with this team. But at the same time, my other thought is that if everything is true, as far as Kevin Durant with the Twitter and going at his own teammates and not getting along with Ime Udoka and all of these different things, it's no. Like no, you can't run that back. I hate to say it, we all know that he's great and he's a Hall of Famer, but so at that point, if these things are true, I think you obviously have to get rid of them. And that's just kind of how I see
it. What about you, Raj?
I think you blow it up. I think you find the best situation with this Kevin Durant situation, and you trade Kevin Durant. You get whatever you can for him. If you get some young guys, some young prospects, some draft picks, whatever you can get it now. Because if Kevin Durant is on that team in October, I'm telling you, it's going to be even worse next season than this season. Because Kevin Durant destroyed the morality in that locker room. If those tweets was his or not, he destroyed the confidence of those young guys. He made them look like they was crazy, and he didn't trust in them. And every single time it was brought up, they kind of brushed it off like it was nothing. But in reality, we all play sports. If you don't have the same type of chemistry on the same page with your teammates, it's hard to win games, especially in very critical situations like the playoffs. And Kevin Durant, even when he was in Brooklyn, the only reason why he was much calmer in Brooklyn is because he finally felt like that was his team. And he had Kyrie with him there right next to him, pretty much being the vocal point, the vocal person that got his point across versus him actually saying what he needed to say. Because before that, Golden State wasn't his team. And people will argue and say, oh, well, OKC was his team, but we already know that Russ was a real alpha. So at the end of the day, Kevin Durant has an identity problem. He's dealing with an imposter syndrome, and he needs to be traded to a team, like I said, like the Magic, who's pretty much looking for somebody that could be a marksman. It could be that kind of person to go out there and score right next to Paolo Banchero. So to answer your question, I know I went the long way around it, but to answer your question, I think Kevin Durant needs to go, and I think that they need to go and find whatever assets they can to build with this young squad.
I personally, I don't think he fits with the Magic because I don't think he's what the Magic need. The Magic need guard play. They need a consistent, strong guard, a point guard. That's what they're in need of right now. I don't think Kevin Durant, solves their issue.
Yeah, I think that for the Rockets, they got a lot of good pieces. I'd like to see Sengun be a little more aggressive for one, and consistent. Because he's a big piece to that puzzle, right? Oh my gosh, the other guy's name. Oh my gosh, is it Jabari? Yeah, is it
Jabari
Parker?
Smith. I feel like Jabari Smith is a complete step back.
Yep, I just want to see more from him, and we understand what Kevin Durant can bring to the table, but just hasn't been available to bring. For me, running it back another year seems like the right thing to do, but it could be a bad move. But I don't know what they do. Like, who do you go and get? Excuse me. Do you try to get someone like Giannis? Do you try to get, a Donovan Mitchell? Do you try and, bring in someone like that? They're just really going to be in a weird position. And a lot of it has to do with health. Because, if Kevin Durant plays this series against the Lakers, they might have advanced. But we'll never know. At least not with this. So, and you guys,
people still had Houston as the favorite even without Kevin Durant because the Lakers didn't have Luka and Austin Reeves, and everybody was looking at LeBron and saying that he was older and didn't think that this team was going to be good enough. And that's just how much a testament to the talent that Houston has, but they just not playing up the part.
Exactly. So, guys, in your opinion, through the first round, who had the biggest letdown, 3-1 letdown? The Nuggets, the Magic, or the Celtics, and why?
I'm going with the Nuggets, and it's already known why, because they had, the Aaron Gordon was hobbled, but outside of that, they had the boatload of their pieces. Minnesota lost 3 of their top 5 players throughout the series, 2 of them in one game, and still was managed to beat a so-called championship contender and 3rd team in the West in 6 games. Ridiculous. Shaq would have never let that happen. Kareem wouldn't have never let that happen.
Kareem played with nothing but.
I don't think Hakeem would.
I don't want to hear that.
Hakeem wouldn't have let that happen. How many Hall of Famers did Hakeem?
Once again, also play with Hall of Famers, but all right. They all have Hall of Famers next to him. At least one. But okay.
Kenny Smith. You take Kenny Smith over Jamal Murray. Respectfully to Kenny Smith, but shut the fuck up with that.
See, you point to Kenny Smith. But keep going with the roster. Keep going.
Was it Robert Horry on that team?
Robert Horry was on.
Yes, he was. And keep going.
Let me see the crazy motherfucker. The dark. What's his name? The one who be on all the smoke with them 9 shit, or some of their features and shit. You know who I'm talking about, Rod? The one who they traded when they traded to get Clyde Drexler and shit.
All right, let me give you guys, since you guys love to talk about history, let me give you guys a history lesson. The Houston Rockets won in 94 and 95, right? So that roster, I'm gonna pull it up.
As a third seed and a fifth seed, remember that as a third seed, which Joker just got put out as, in a fifth seed, that's what they
Hold on. We're gonna pull it up. Here we go. Okay. Clyde Drexler. Is he not a Hall of Famer?
I just said Clyde Drexler.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. So he played along at least with one Hall of Famer.
Clyde Drexler was only on one of those championship teams, not both of them.
That's fine. And that was
him coming to join greatness to get his ring, not the other way around.
I don't care how it's done. I don't care if we fly or take a train. As long as we get there, that's all that matters to me.
Give me the first championship roster. I don't want to
zero Hall of Famer. Now, to answer your question, Mike, the biggest disappointment, I have to agree and say that the Denver Nuggets was the biggest disappointment because at the end of the day, they were a third seed. Pretty much everyone came in there healthy except Aaron Gordon. And to be quite honest, the whole matchup was just uneven because when it's all said and done, when McDaniel said pretty much took the life and soul out of that Denver team. He said they're bad defenders. And I can agree. Their defense was terrible. And as a team, they should be ashamed of themselves and kind of go back and figure out what the hell they need to do to win. Because at this point, if you don't have an actual star next to Jokic, he's never going to see outside of the first round in an actual playoff game. He's going to always be a first-round exit for the remainder of his career. Because at this point, there's no help.
Wow.
There's no help.
But hold on, who's the star next to Anthony Edwards where he keep popping up in the Western Conference Finals every year?
You said who?
I rest my case.
I didn't hear what you said.
I said, who's the superstar, the star that's next to Anthony Edwards where he keep popping up in the Western Conference Finals every year? Knocking off KD, knocking off Doughboy Joker last year.
Multiple time defensive champion Rudy Gobert. I don't know if Rudy Gobert, multiple time defensive player of the year. Or how about multiple time All-Star Julius Randle?
If we were drafting
or veteran leadership by future Hall of Famer Mike Conley. Okay? You want to keep going?
Mike Conley is not a Hall of Famer. Not
he
even
will
close.
Be a Hall of Famer. He will.
On this standard of BS, maybe, but he is not under. You're reaching. Okay. You are reaching. Well, you're reaching like that dude that reaches in Street Fighter.
According to R&B, Jamal Murray's a Hall of Famer, so why not throw Mike Conley in the ring?
I said Jamal Murray, my exact words were, if his career continues on the trajectory that it has thus far, he will make the Hall of Fame off of stats. He's Mike Conley. Scorer. No, Mike Conley will not be a Hall of Famer. I'm sorry. The grit and grind run with Memphis was not long enough, and he hasn't done too much after that. He's been a solid backup to starter for Minnesota. He barely sniffs the floor these days in Minnesota. He actually got traded, cut, and signed back there and still wasn't sniffing the floor until this series against Denver, where he helped eliminate the third seed in your boy Joker. Anthony Edwards has been to the Western Conference Finals 2 times now with less talent than your boy Joker has been able to get out of the first and second round.
Once again, Rudy Gobert, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. 4 times.
I don't want to. The same dude who got played off of the floor, who kept getting played off of the floor. Are we talking superstar? Or are we talking defensive player of the year?
Next question.
You said superstar.
I mean, he got multiple All-Stars and 4 Defensive Players of the Year. But he was counting. Right?
We all know that Rudy Gobert is not a superstar, Ron. Stop reaching, bro. Come on, man.
So you guys gonna tell me that he was the X factor in the whole meetup with Joker? That fits your narrative, so you're cool with that. But he's not an all-star. He's not a superstar.
Fitting the narrative. It's what we all watched. It's true.
And he's a multiple-time all-star.
We watched it. We watched it. Just like we watched him win defensive player.
You can't have it both ways. You gotta even make the difference.
We're watching it.
Because you asked me a question, I answered.
Hold on.
You asked me a question, I answered. You said, who was the person to help Anthony Edwards get to that Western Conference final? I gave you the answer. I said,
but then when Luka
4 times,
when Luka hit that shot,
4
when Luka made him shake ass and hit that shot,
that man's a game changer. Oh no,
Luka made him shake ass and hit that
don't
shot.
fit the narrative. Next question.
No, it's not about fitting the narrative. It's about we watch
next question,
constantly win defensive player of the year awards and get played off the floor. How many times did Ben Wallace win defensive player of the year and get played off the floor in the playoffs?
4 times. 4 times. If the person
Rudy Gobert got played off the floor,
I would assume that he's going to make at least a difference.
He was winning them fucking awards because they didn't have nobody else to give it to. Stop playing, man. Fuck out of here with that shit, bro.
Like Anthony Davis died. Okay, go ahead.
Anthony Davis probably couldn't play enough fucking games.
Oh man!
Stop while you're ahead.
You can't even stay on the floor in the playoffs.
Please.
This is the best version of Rudy Gobert we've seen.
Okay.
And he didn't even win D-Boy this year.
So those 4 times Defensive Player of the Year work. All right. Next question,
This is
Mike.
the best version of Rudy Gobert that we have seen.
Next question, Mike.
This year.
Next question, Mike.
Hey, remember this conversation because we're gonna bring this back next week for Will to elaborate, for the coach to elaborate on. And
I'm gonna say this. Like I said, I think everyone in this conversation has like a piece that's right, but in the same sense, it's kind of just like, you want to tip top Hall of Famers and All-Stars and this and that. And, we know that no player has truly won a championship by themselves. We understand that.
Thank you. That's the whole point. It's a team sport.
However, all I'm saying is there are times, but there are times where one player has to take over and say, okay, I'm going to win this. I have to do it. No one else is going to do it, whether it's a team sport or not. To me, that's where Nikola Jokic lacks. He has not put the team on his back in recent years to win. That's the problem. That's the issue I have. He has not done that. No matter how you want to look at it, no matter how you want to feel about it, he has not done that. It's the same, and it's no different. That's a fact, Rod.
No, it's not. It's not a fact. It's not a fact.
So how is it not a fact? He's not in the second round, is he? He's not in the second round, is he?
Just because he doesn't go out there and score 50 a night doesn't mean he doesn't put the team on his back.
He has to do it.
Hold on. The man is averaging a triple-double in a playoff.
You're telling me that you're
averaging a triple-double in a regular season. This man is averaging more than most point guards are averaging with assists.
I guarantee
90% of the point guards in the league do not average more than 10 assists a game. 10 assists a game equals over 10 points. That's over 10 points.
But it hasn't been enough to win. That's the thing. It don't matter.
Imagine somebody saying that, though, in real life. Imagine somebody saying, I know you're averaging a triple-double, but it's not enough. Get the fuck out of here.
You're not winning.
A 30-point triple-double? Come on, man. I don't know what type of moon rocks y'all be looking at, but a 30-point triple-double is more than enough to send your team over the top. Go out there and get a basket. If I'm giving you 30 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, look at the numbers.
So hold on.
Points.
That's what I'm doing. Hold on. So
30 points. Okay.
Game
10 assists, which equals 20 points. That's 70 points. That's 50 points right there, Mike. That's 50 points on average.
He don't want to talk about defense. He just talk about points.
Because guess what? He's averaging 1.5 steals a game. If we talk defense, he's got the most steals as a center. So where are we going with this?
So
look it up.
So hold on. I'm looking at his stats from this series alone. Right now, I'm gonna go game by game. Game 1, 25, 11 to 19 shooting, 2 for 7 for 3, 13 rebounds, 11 assists.
Wow.
Game 2, 24 points, 8 of 20 shooting, 1 of 7 from 3.
I need the blocks and steals too. I need the blocks and steals.
All right.
And I need the field goal percentage.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna go all the way back. Game 1, 25, 11 to 19, 2 for 7 of 3, 1 for 1 from the free throw line, 13 boards, 11 assists, no steals, 1 block.
He doesn't play defense, by the way.
Game 2.
One block.
24 points, 8 of 20 shooting, 1 of 7 from the floor, from the 3, 7 of 7 from the line, 15 points, 8 assists, no steals, 1 block. Yep, and 1 block. There was also, and then we're looking at game 3. 27 points, 7 of 26 shooting, 2 of 10 from the 3, 11 of 11 from the line, 15 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals, no blocks, and there were 4 turnovers in that game. Game 4, 24 points, 8 of 22 from the field, 0 of 3 from downtown, 8 of 8 from the line, 15 boards, 9 assists, 3 steals, and a block. Then game 5, 27 points, 9 of 15 shooting, 1 of 4 from 3, 8 for 10 free throws, 12 rebounds, 16 assists, no steals, 2 blocks. And game 6 was 28 points, 11 of 19, 1 of from the field, 1 of 5 from 3, 5 of 6 from the line, 9 rebounds, 10 assists, no steals, and 1 block. Were the stats.
Okay.
Those are the stats. Obviously.
So what could he have done better?
So you wanted, so hold on. You wanted facts. Those were what he did.
Yeah.
They played 6 games. Those statistics did not equivocate to getting to the second round. That's a fact. He did not do enough.
No. Listen, we know that they didn't get to the second round. But when it's all said and done, you said he could have did more. Right?
Yes.
So what could he done more?
Because what I'm saying is superstar players. 8 of 22 is awful shooting, Raj. Like for any given night, any player.
Triple team. He was
it don't matter.
Triple team.
At the end of the day,
score 20 plus points, double the triple team. I would say that's pretty good.
But at the end of the day, regardless,
and also find a way to get average about 11 assists. 11 assists.
So now,
see, this is the thing. See, here's the thing, right? We all say, oh, he could have did more. Oh, he could have. If you're a superstar, you got to close out the game. Do you guys actually watch the game, or do you just watch highlights? Because I wonder, the games. Do you listen to the album?
That's my line. That's my line.
Because when it's all said and done, the actual eye test and the actual knowledge of knowing basketball, you would say the Joker was the only one performing. Not just, oh, he could have did more. There's nothing more he could have done. You had
Rudy
Gobert guarding him. That's a 4-time defensive player of the year. Then you had Jaden McDaniels guarding him. This gentleman is like one of the best defenders in the game, right? But he still find a way to get 20 points a night. He still finds a way to get at least 10 assists a night. He at least find a way to get at least 10 boards a night. So once again, what are we talking about, fellas? Because if there's anybody that needs to do more, go to Jamal Murray's stats and look at his shit. And you tell me who needs to do more.
We're not saying that we.
So what are we talking about?
Both.
Are we just yelling and screaming?
Or are they not?
Because when it's all said and done, Jokic did everything.
Are they not the combo?
He did everything. But go in the concession stand and hand motherfuckers popcorn and soda.
Are they not Batman and Robin of the Denver Nuggets? Are they not the top players of the Denver Nuggets?
Absolutely not.
The two best players.
He's the Joker.
Who the two
How
best
can he be
players?
Batman and Robin if he's the Joker?
I'm talking about the you know what the fuck I'm talking about, man.
No,
they're the number one. They're the number one and the number two.
He's looking for Harley Quinn. He's looking for Harley Quinn. I mean, he ain't got no help.
So can I get my point out? They're the number one and the number two option on the Denver Nuggets. We pointed out last week that Jamal Murray was not having his best series and needed to step up and do more. Joker needed to do more as well. Why is that? I'll give you my example of why he needed to do more. Why are the San Antonio Spurs, why did they take the leap that they took this year and finish as the second best team in the Western Conference and the third best team, correct? No, second best team overall in the NBA period, second to OKC, right in front of Detroit. We all can agree that it's because of they have a decent team. They have a nice roster, but we also can agree that Wemby, right? Can we all collectively agree that Wemby is the reason for the San Antonio Spurs taking the jump that they've made this year? Just yes or no?
No.
Yes or no. That's all I'm looking for.
Because it's more than that.
I would say yes, he's a big part of it, but their pieces do fit together well. However,
I don't disagree with that. Let me finish my point, though. Let me finish my point. I don't disagree with that, Mike. But the reason why I say that he's the biggest part of why they made the jump that they made this year, not only is he a freak of nature, Wemby plays both sides of the floor. Wemby is like Joker and Rudy Gobert in one. That's why they've made the jump that they've made to become the second best team in the Western Conference this year and in the NBA this year record-wise. Because his impact, not just on offense, shooting threes and scoring points and getting rebounds. His fucking presence as the center playing defense. A no-fly zone. Minnesota was killing their ass in the paint. And it wasn't just Julius Randle. You got dudes coming off the fucking bench that we ain't never heard of putting up points in the paint on these Denver Nuggets with your center sitting down there allowing it. That's why he needed to do more. Get off your fat white ass and knock somebody on the fucking floor. Create a presence down there. Be a fucking center. I don't care about your triple doubles and your fucking assists. I need you to play defense. Damn your triple double. I'll say if I'm coaching, I would say fuck your triple doubles and give me more defense. And that's what will help us be a better fucking team. You playing better defense as the anchor of the fucking team down low in the paint as a center. That's where they need help. They need help. They need to go get some defenders, and they need to go get a defender to put next to his whack ass because he can't play fucking defense. So we need a power forward that can help him because Aaron Gordon obviously ain't it because he's not the best defender either.
Okay, can I say something real quick?
Of course.
And then we can move forward after this. Or if you got something to say, Mike, you go ahead and say what you got to say. But when it's all said and done, I don't care how you slice the numbers up, right? Jokic is averaging 25, 10, and 10 every single night. In the playoffs, regular season, European basketball, FIBA games, he's averaging 25, 10, and 10 every night. Okay? So if we say, oh, well, he doesn't have a good defensive game, he's a terrible defender, go find somebody that can defend. Oh, well, he could have did more. He could have scored more. No, go find another scorer. Because if I'm giving you 25 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists, that equals at least on any given basis, on a minimum basis, that equals at least 35 points. 35 points on a minimum or more. Okay? So if we're looking at this grand scheme of things, Jokic can only do but so much. You guys keep forgetting. He's 31. He's 31. Man. He's not a spring chicken.
LeBron's 42.
Okay.
I want to hear that.
Hold on. And LeBron's a freak of nature. But let's continue. Now,
so is your boy.
Also,
apparently,
when we talk about the leap that the Spurs had, it's yes, of course, the alien has a lot to do with it, right? But you know who really changed everything? The draft pick that came in. Yes, Stephon Castle. He changed a lot of the culture and the defense and the offensive game. And you know who else took him over the top? De'Aaron Fox. They are number 2 right now because they got those 2 players on the team. And their young core is balling.
Hold on. Now I got to come back at them because what do you think helps them play the defense that they play on the perimeter as guards? Ain't it easier to play up tight when you – ain't it easier to play up tight? I said, what do you think helps them play the good defense that they can play on the perimeter as guards? I'm not trying to take nothing away from them because I know that they both are, especially Stephon Castle, very good guarding perimeter defenders. But we not gonna sit here and act like it don't make it a hell of a lot easier when you got a 7'3" freak back there ready to block whatever for you to play up tight and know that you got protection back there, which the guards in Denver don't have. Just like in the old days with the 04 Pistons. I'm not taking nothing away from Tayshaun and Ben and Rip and shit, but it made it easier for them to be able to play the defense that they could play because they knew they had a fucking 6'6" freak back there with that fro that was ready to block whatever the fuck came that way. They don't have that luxury in Denver.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
And I'm not saying that he need to be Ben Wallace or Wemby or Rudy Gobert. I'm just saying he need to give better effort. I understand he had come up with a block here and there or a steal here and there, but we all know that he does not try on defense. Hell, James Harden got steals.
He stopped doing
James
everything.
Harden can get a block,
but
we know that he ain't no trier on defense.
If he had a person that can actually put up some damn numbers in a real situation, yeah, maybe he would try more. He doesn't.
So you're saying he needs more help?
He needs a perennial all-star next to him. We cannot overlook that. Like I said, there's nobody playing on this team that I can say, hey, that guy could be a Hall of Famer one day. Even if he's not a Hall of Famer. There's no one I believe that's on that squad.
There were some games.
He didn't have his best series.
We're not doing this again.
He did not have his best series, but he did average 24 points. He did average 24 points. How many did your boy Scottie Pippen average you wanted to bring up? How many did he average in some of them series with Jordan?
He's a Hall of Famer. We knew he was Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I don't think he ever averaged.
And we knew from season 2 he was a Hall of Famer. So once again, we're not going to do that.
20 in the playoff series next to Jordan.
We're not.
Did he ever average 20 in the playoff series next to Jordan?
We're not. I refuse.
This man,
I refuse to go back to that argument.
Put up 24.
Because once again, I could point to every team. I could go to Boston and say Tatum's a Hall of Famer. To say Jaylen Brown could be a potential Hall of Famer. I could go to New York Knicks. We could say Jalen Brunson's a potential future Hall of Famer. We could say Cat's a future Hall of Famer, right? Then we go over to the West. Okay, let's look at the West, right? You got OKC. You got Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Guess what? You also got somebody like Chet Holmgren and also Jalen Williams. So there's multiple people on the team that could be potential Hall of Famers. We're not just looking at one person and saying, oh, that's a Hall of Famer, and the rest of them are just guys in the background. Because every team, including the Spurs that you just mentioned, they got Hall of Famers on their team, or potential Hall of Famers, I should say, right? Because they got multiple-time All-Stars. Somebody like Wemby is good, but unless he gets somebody like De'Aaron Fox on the team, they don't go over the top. They don't get out of the second round.
Seem like this Denver team is.
They don't even make the playoffs.
They was
the
number 3 team
this
in the
their
fucking
first
Western
playoff
Conference.
run. So once again, they're playing with multiple-time All-Stars. Everybody's playing with multiple-time All-Stars. The only one that's playing with a one-time All-Star that was a one-time All-Star at 28 years old is Jokic, because his guy got a sympathy All-Star vote, which was Jamal Murray. He became an All-Star at 28. So what are we talking about? Go down the list. Name a team, and I can tell you 2 All-Stars on it.
The other thing is this. Denver needs to do the same thing that the Bucks need to do. Because the only difference between them, these two teams, is that Denver finds a way to make the playoffs. You playing essentially with the same team. Got rid of Michael Porter Jr. I'm not all about.
They probably missing that. They missing that. But Cam Johnson actually had a pretty good season for them this year.
So I don't know. I can tell you this whole Nuggets thing's far from over, because it's going to come up again next season, as we know. But I want to move forward and get to the next round of playoffs. And I want to start with the Knicks and the Sixers. What y'all take? Who's winning? How many games?
I think this is going to be a 7-game series.
I agree.
Give me New York in 7. I think New York gets back to the Eastern Conference Finals because I just don't see Philly going on. It's going to take a hell of a run for Philly to win this series and get back to the Eastern Conference Finals, because you got to remember they just came off of winning, 4 straight? Or 3 straight? No, they were down 3-0, right?
No, they were down 3-1.
Okay, so they just came off of winning 3 straight, and then they only got 1 night rest, I believe, and now they right back into it in this series against New York starting off tonight. So far they've been solid. I mean, it's only 10-8 right now, New York way, but I just think that wear and tear will eventually catch up to Philly, and New York was able to get rested after they beat the shit out of Atlanta. That was an ass whooping, I may add, but I think Philly. I think New York may take this one in Game 7. But it wouldn't surprise me if Philly pulled it off. But I'm gonna take New York.
What's your take on it, Raj?
I'm going Knicks in 6. I think that the 76ers played great. I think that they caught Boston by surprise. That's one of the main reasons why Boston kind of folded towards the last 2 games and they end up losing the series. However, I also believe that Joel Embiid, as good as he's playing, that health is always a factor. You know, he remember Game 7, he was out there on the floor getting stretched out, pause. But you know, he was trying to stay healthy and stay loose as much as possible to go out there and play. The Knicks got an endless amount of athletes on their team. I mean, from Josh Hart to OG Anunoby to, players like even Mikal Bridges. They got players that's going to run around. Joel Embiid is 7 feet tall, 300 pounds, 7'2", 300 pounds, basically. His knees are crinkling every time he runs down that court. So the longer they play, the worse his knees going to get. That's why I got the Knicks in 6.
I'm going with the Knicks in 6 as well. I could see 7, to R&B's point, but I'm going with 6 for kind of the reason he said. Embiid, when they're coming off this 7-game series, and regardless, when you're down 3-1, you got to play a lot harder. You put a lot more wear and tear, and you're a lot more tired. So, to me, they're going in this series behind the 8 ball a little bit. And the Knicks are hungry. Now, to me, arguably, the Knicks, depending on how you look at it, the Knicks, out of these 4 remaining teams, potentially are the favorites to go to the finals. And that's not a knock on Detroit at all. But would I take the Knicks over Cleveland? Yes. I take the Knicks over Philly. And I think them and Detroit will meet in the conference finals, jumping a little bit here. But, that's just my thought. But, the big matchup to me is watching Cat and Embiid. We know these
I don't think they're going to really match up against each other.
You don't think so?
I was thinking about that earlier. I think we might get it in spurts, but I don't think they're going to really have them against each other like that.
They're not going to match up.
It's a foul.
You're going to see him with Robinson. Him and Robinson going to match up.
Mitchell Robinson, who checking him right now.
Yeah.
So, we got to look at, excuse me, when you look at all that, for me, I just think the Knicks will be in a better position, and I think it's 6 games. That's all we're going to get out of this. Maybe 7, but even if it does stretch to 7, 2 game 7s in a row, I don't see Philly doing it personally. But it wouldn't surprise me if they found a way. You never know.
And I want to add this in, Mike.
Yeah.
It's a possibility also, and I kind of say 6 because of the whole fact of health, right? But then I thought about it. It might go to 7 because there's no real travel. See, one of the biggest factors is traveling back and forth to the city that you got to go play in. Philly is like an hour and a half, probably less than that, like maybe an hour away from New York City on the turnpike. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that far. It's a bus ride versus it being a plane ride. And see, once again, Joel Embiid, his health and traveling back and forth on and off the plane. I'm factoring all that in there because you're right. He played 7 games. Well, he didn't play 7 games, but Philly went 7 games last series, and health plays a huge part. So we'll see. Maybe he finds that resurgence, which he just hit a jump shot right on Robinson, which is crazy. But yeah, it might go 7, but I wouldn't be surprised if it goes 6.
Okay. So let's go to the Western Conference real quick. San Antonio and Minnesota. We know that we probably didn't expect Minnesota to be there, especially barring the injuries and things like that. But me personally, it's a gentleman's sweep. I think Minnesota can get 1, maybe 2, but I'm going gentleman's sweep. 5 games. San Antonio is just really playing the best basketball as an organization that they've played since the Tim Duncan era. I mean, what? They went to the finals with the Heat 2012. Was it 2012?
2012 and 2013.
And 13.
Was it 12 and 13 or was it 13 and 14? Because remember they lost and then they beat them.
It's 13 and 14.
It was the Ray Allen shot. Then it was the fuck y'all. We let this slip away. We beating the shit out of y'all this time.
I think you're right. I think it was 13 and 14 because I think in 15 LeBron went back to Cleveland, right? I believe.
Yeah.
So so to me, this is the best ball they've played since that time, and I just believe that in this case, like they definitely have an easier matchup than their potential opponents. So you know what I'm saying. So I'm going with San Antonio 5 games. I give Minnesota 1, but 5 games.
I'm giving Minnesota 2 games, and the reason
Okay.
why I'm saying 2 is because of the experience that they have going back to back to the Western Conference Finals, and the inexperience of the San Antonio Spurs. Not saying that they're not talented; they're talented as hell. I got them going to the finals. I got the San Antonio Spurs going to the finals, but I'm saying this because you got to also remember, even though Wemby's he's amazing, he's also very light. He's thin. If you get somebody like Nas Reed on him, or someone like Randall, that could potentially bruise them up a little bit. You got to rough them up a little bit in the paint. And if he gets roughed up in the paint, the whole series
four-time
could change.
Defensive Player of the Year, Tough Man Gobert?
Well, you could put him on him too, but I was including the big guys, the bigger guys, like the stronger guys. But yeah, you throw those. Well, you throw those bodies at him. My point is, you throw bodies at at Wembanyama, and he can potentially take a hit in that kind of factor. Plus, you also got to remember the only one outside of the starting 5 that got playoff experience is De'Aaron Fox. He's the only one that had playoff experience, and they got bounced out in the first round. So I think they go 6 games. I think it's closer than we think. And plus, Ant-Man comes back tonight. So we'll see how that all goes. They might still want out in their home.
This one is tricky. It's all around the map. I think both of y'all hit some crucial points. I think both of y'all kind of hit some of the same points that I think about when I think about this series. Ant-Man is supposed to come back tonight from the hyperextension from the last series. I've been calling it on Minnesota since earlier. I say since we started covering basketball. Remember, I was saying they was one of them teams that I said that they could be that dark horse in the West. Remember, I put them over Denver. I said that I will put them third over Denver because I feel like they've been knocking these last couple to few years, knocking off some teams that we didn't think they could knock off, and they did it. So that being said, I think San Antonio wins this series. I want to say the same as Mike, that it should be a gentleman's sweep 4-1 because Minnesota is hobbled and we don't know how Ant is gonna look. But my basketball mind and what I've seen from Minnesota tells me that I'm gonna have to go with Raj, and I think that it's gonna be a 6-game series where San Antonio may pull this one out 4-2. But again, I have to put this out there just because of what I've seen in the past from this team and from Anthony Edwards. If they somehow can fuck around and knock off the all-alien Wemby and these young San Antonio Spurs to go to the Western Conference Finals yet again, it wouldn't surprise me. It just wouldn't, because we've seen them do it. We've seen them do it 2 or 3 times now. I want to say, I think it was 2, but definitely at least 2, if not 3 times we've seen them show up in the Western Conference Finals when nobody thought that they, I would say the one year that we thought that they were going to go to the finals when they lost to, who the fuck did they lose to? Was it Denver?
Dallas?
Yeah. When they lost to
I
Dallas.
think it was Dallas.
When they lost to Luka and Kyrie.
That
was the one year that I think that everybody kind of thought Minnesota was either gonna really be a main player. All these other couple times that they've showed up there, it was kind of like, what the fuck, like, like, damn, they knocked this team off or knocked that team off. So it wouldn't surprise me, but I'm gonna go San Antonio in 6.
Okay. Okay. So now we gonna go back east. Detroit and Cleveland. You know, I believe that Cleveland should play well. They have they're just that team that's always there but can never get over the hump. Like they're always in the mix somehow, usually around fourth place every year. They're just there. And they won the first series, but they struggled. Like it wasn't the Raptors bought it. And to me, they could have won that series. Like it could have went either way. And the Raptors, if they can get a piece, they definitely got with Barrett, Ingram, and oh my God, there's another one there. Is there another
Barnes.
player there?
Oh, Scotty Barnes.
Scotty Barnes.
Barnes, yes,
who was foul trouble last night, but led all scorers in scoring.
Absolutely, they definitely have a bright future. But when I look at this series, we know what Cleveland does. We know what James Harden does. It's time for him to disappear. It's just time. It's time. And to me, Detroit looks hungrier. Like the way they won, and the way that they came back was more convincing. Wait, was Cleveland down in that series? I don't remember.
I think they were down at one point, like maybe 3-2.
Maybe 3-2. Okay.
Or
yeah,
I can't, or maybe 2-1,
3-2.
something like that. Yeah, they went down at some point, I believe.
I just think Detroit's a little more hungry, and I'm taking Detroit in 6 games. Detroit in 6. Like this, they're gonna find a way to win this series. I think Cleveland will compete, but I'm gonna rock with Detroit in 6. It may go 7, but I'm gonna stick with 6.
You want me to go next?
Whoever wants to go.
Oh. Last night when I watched Cleveland play, I remember why I was so angry with the Brooklyn Nets for getting rid of him. Jared Allen is a game changer. Jared Allen, even though he doesn't put up flashy ass numbers, he can give you blocks, he gets you handoff assist, and plus he gets you a good double-double, and points and rebounds. He was the actual factor in that game last night in Game 7. And I bring that up because it's going to be a tough task going up against the centers like Jared Allen. And also you want to throw Mobley in there with his mid-range shots. It's going to be tough for Detroit to go out there and do it. Now, do I believe in James Harden? No. Do I believe in Donovan Mitchell? No. But I do believe this is going 7 games.
Okay.
I think it goes 7 games because both of the teams are now starting to click. But if I have to be honest with you, it's going to be hard to go say that, it's going to be an easy series for Detroit because if they find a way to score and if they find a way to get James Harden to play like he did when he played out there in Houston just for a night, I believe that the Cavs got it. It could be that. But we'll see what happens. I don't really have a dog in the race because I really can't stand the Cavs. I really can't stand the Cavs. I hate James Harden. I really do. And I know Detroit is the number 1 seed, so it's kind of like, well, it's the truth. I hate him. I hate him.
What did he do to you?
Fuck one of your exes.
Word.
No, well, he came to, well, All right, let me say this. Before he came to Brooklyn, I was a fan of James Harden. When he came to Brooklyn, I hated James Harden. The man came in there with a fat suit on. Okay? He's the reason why we ended up with Ben Simmons.
Say he came in there as James Clump.
So really, it's not Harden you hate. It's that Harden infiltrated you, and you ended up
Ben
with
Simmons. Yes.
Hold on, he infiltrated you. Pause. That's why you hate him, huh? He got you. He Illuminati you, huh? Mike said it. Not
He's
me.
the reason why. So you know what? My pick, like I said, is going 7 games. I'm rolling with Detroit, but I will say this. Scratch what I said. I hate James Harden because he's the reason why we got Ben Simmons, and Ben Simmons still on contract with the Brooklyn Nets. That's the worst thing ever. I hate James Harden for that. All he had to do was show up. That's it. Just show up. I'm sorry. That's just my take.
Oh man. Go ahead, RB.
Of course, I'm rolling with the home team. I'm rolling with Detroit, and I can be honest enough to say that it's not me being a homer. Y'all been doing this show long enough for me to know that I feel a way about James Harden. I feel a way about Donovan Mitchell. I actually hold on real quick. 1 second.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, the score is 31-23. Knicks is leading the 76ers.
My bad. My apologies. Had an emergency call come through, but my pick for Detroit is not because of me being a homer. My pick for Detroit is because I do not believe in James Harden when it comes to the playoffs, and I don't believe in Donovan Mitchell outside of being able to put up big numbers that accumulates to nothing. Similar to Joker, but with Donovan, I like Donovan Mitchell though. I like Donovan Mitchell. You know what I'm saying? He's a baller. He's definitely a baller, but we've yet to see a big game out of him or James Harden this year in this play, at least in that first round of the playoffs. I definitely agree with Raj. When I watched that game last night, they won that game simply on the back of Jared Allen and what he was able to step up and do. I've also always been kind of a fan of Jared Allen. I've watched him from Brooklyn, where he was looked at as more of a rebounder and a tenacious shot blocker and defender. And he seems to have expanded his game more to where he is now also, putting up numbers on the offensive end as well. And he's a solid big. He's damn near taken over as the third option, if you ask me, over Evan Mobley, because Mobley just has seemed to disappear, this past year and a half or so. So with that being said, man, I like what I'm seeing out of my Pistons coming out of the Orlando series. I like, the tenacious defense, how they've turned it up. And if Cade can continue on what he's doing and not have the turnovers, like limit the turnovers like he did outside of the first 3-4 games against Orlando, and we get a Tobias like we got the last 2-3 games against Orlando, I think the Pistons could take this in 6 or 7. But it's a tough pick because you just don't know, with Donovan Mitchell, Harden finally having somebody like a Donovan Mitchell to rely on to be the big scorer, and Donovan Mitchell finally having somebody like a Harden to be the distributor. instead of him having to worry about that, and he can just worry about going to get his buckets. It is a good combination, you would think, and it should be scary, but just the history of those two, more so Harden, because we know Mitchell can put up numbers, it just hasn't equated to much, but more so with Harden with the choking, it just calls for pause, and I just don't believe in it. So with that being said, I'm rolling with my Pistons in 6 to 7 games.
And I want to add in one point too.
Yeah.
If the Cavs get bumped in the second round, which I do believe they will, the first thing I'm doing is I'm trading Evan Mobile home. I'm trading that dude. That dude is an absolute statue. He's an absolute statue. He does absolutely nothing. For him to be a top pick, that's why I call him Evan Mobile home, because this dude is just sitting out there just taking up space. He's not shooting. He does whatever the hell you tell him not to do. You want him to shoot, he doesn't shoot. You want him to rebound, he doesn't rebound. But when you want him to actually sit back and play defense, he shoots. So I'm on the phone first thing as soon as the game is over. That next morning, I'm on the phone trading his ass, or on the phone at least entertaining him as a tradable asset. I cannot stand the way he plays. He's the worst big in the league right now, in my opinion, to be at that position.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, they got a lot there, and if they don't win, they gotta do something. Like I read a couple weeks ago that Donovan Mitchell's on the trade block, or expected to be, and James Harden's expected to opt out as well. So it could be a new team anyway, as far as we know.
I would keep them. I would keep both of them. I'll keep Donovan Mitchell and Harden. I think they play great together, in my opinion, if Harden wants to stay.
We all know Harden never truly really wants to stay.
Exactly. There's a way out.
That's his problem.
He gonna go.
Nobody expected him to be in Cleveland this year. That shit came out of nowhere.
That is a fact.
The whole contract shit.
Oh, Harden's been on what, six teams, right?
Something like that.
At OKC, Houston, Brooklyn, Philly, Clippers,
and now
he's been in 1/5 of the league.
He's starting to look like Chris Paul.
Hey,
with his rainbow jerseys.
I just read something before we get into the last thing, which is OKC Lakers, and then that's all I got. I just wanted to say I just read that something that made me throw up in my mouth.
Oh God!
Skip Bayless is returning to First Take on Friday for a one-time episode.
Let's go.
No, I don't call you Skip Kellerman for nothing, Raj.
Are the ratings going down or something? What the fuck?
It does say it has to do with ratings that he's returning.
You know it got to do with ratings. Let me say something to you guys real quick.
They claimed that he would never do it. He would do it with him again.
Stephen A. Smith is the biggest liar on the planet. Okay, because he mentioned in the interview he would never work with him ever again because he said out of respect and all that other crap that he be saying. But look, when it's all said and done, as much as we can't stand Skip, I appreciate Skip more than I do Stephen A. Smith. Okay? And on top of that, Stephen A. Smith needs Skip Bayless. He needs Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless is must-see TV when he's sitting across from Stephen A. Smith. That is going to be the most exciting. I might start watching First Take again, man. This is crazy. I didn't even know that.
Well, it just came up. Like, you see things that happen, and then I went and typed it in online, and it's all, there's multiple places reporting it. And, Like I said, it's a one-time thing, but we do know that means it's a nice way of saying it's a trial. It's a nice way of ESPN saying it is a trial to see if it will work. And that's what it comes down to. Like I think to me, the issue that has come about wasn't really Skip Bayless's departure. I think Max came in and did a good job and they stayed afloat. I think he was really good opposing Stephen A. But once they went from Max and they started rotating and bringing in all these people, like, you need a constant host. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you had Shannon Sharp for 2 days and then that didn't work, right? Well, not that didn't work. We know what happened. And then the ESPN let him go, so you just need that constant host in the rotation. And then there's weeks he ain't there, Stephen A. And it's like there's so much going on, and I understand he does a lot of other things. He has his political aspirations and, his political podcast and the Stephen A. podcast and all this and that and the third. But, bro, don't forget where you got your start. Right there on First Take. Sit your ass there. Be there when you're supposed to be there. That's what they want to see. Not Betty Boop and,
people that they bring in, the fill-ins when he on vacation, which I never watched those episodes. I just don't be wanting to see that shit.
No.
Bro, when I'm off, I remember there was one day I was off. It's like a Monday. I'm like, I'm going to watch First Take because I don't get to watch it like that no more. And then he ain't even there. I'm like, dang. And then you got these cornballs up here, people I ain't never even heard of. Like, shit, ESPN, call us. Will fell in for Stephen A, damn it.
Back.
So the last series, OKC and the Lakers. Without Luka and Reeves, is a shell of what he was coming off that not a shell. I don't want to say that because he's coming off injury, but at least a shell of what he can do. I'll put it that way. I don't see the Lakers winning this series. I feel like it's one of those. It's weird too because I think if I say 5, not giving them enough. But if I say 6, I'm giving them too much. But I'm gonna just give them 6 games. OKC in 6. This is OKC. They've been pretty unstoppable. Gotta just call a spade, right? Outside of the early in the season with those 3 games with the Spurs, they've lost other games, but they've just been the most put together team, in my opinion, this season, and chemistry wise, at least, top to bottom. And I'm taking them in 6 games.
This is going to sound bad. But I'm going to say it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Lakers in 6, man. Lakers in 6. I'm going to tell you why.
You're on mute.
Lakers in 6. I'm with you.
I'm going to tell you why. As much as I hate to say it,
out of here.
As much as I hate to say it, they're not mentally tough.
OKC meaning?
The OKC Thunder is not mentally tough. They've been handed everything to them since the day they won the championship. And I'm not saying it's their fault, but what I'm saying is this is a team that never been battle tested. And when I watched them go up against the Spurs in the NBA Cup, that was the only time I actually watched OKC sweat. And when it boils down to it, I know it's a hard ask, but LeBron turned back the clock even more and turned it to Miami Heat LeBron. Oh, it might be Lakers in 5. It might be. If LeBron could turn back to be the Miami Heat LeBron, and he's a straight bully, it might be Lakers in 5. But to be nice and to make it competitive, I'm gonna say Lakers in 6 because LeBron, I just can't count him out. I'll go down with the ship. I can't count LeBron out.
You could have at least hit us with a Shannon Sharp and went Lakers in 5. You at least said it like Lakers in 5.
Well, I'm right there with Raj, and I give it
so,
to you, Mike. Lakers in 6.
Lakers in 6.
Lakers in 6, man.
It could be Harden. It could be a Harden. You can have a Garden. Lakers in 5.
We got Reeves back. We got LeBron firing on all cylinders. We got the Lake Street Boys, as Raj like to call them, out there hitting their shots. JJ Redick is proven to be the modern Pat Riley, the pretty boy with the black slick hair. Lakers in 6. OKC goes down, and they can all go home and play with some dicks because they get.
Whoa!
Hey!
Oh my gosh!
They are the fruitiest fucking team roster assembled in the fucking NBA right now, and that's just me being totally biased. I hope that the Lakers take them out.
Did you guys see Shai Gilgeous-Alexander rocking a training bra?
Oh god, I definitely missed that.
He out there looking like a braided up stud. He out there looking like a braided up
they can't beat none of the allegations, bro. It's crazy. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's that generation, but it's too much going on.
Yeah, too much.
Man. Well, that's all I got. We're on 9 o'clock, which is what I think we aimed for. I had no NFL topics. I knew we're going basketball today, but there's
NFL right now.
Word. Motherfuckers.
Playoff mode.
Is there anything else you guys want to cover before we close it up here?
No, I just want to add in one thing. Patrick Mahomes coming back the beginning of the season, according to multiple reports. So that's the only NFL thing I got to cover. Week one, according to multiple reports. I don't know if it's official, but he's saying he's gearing up to come back week 1.
Well, I'll say
it's starting to give me pause to pause on some of these fucking injuries because these dudes with these miraculous recoveries and shit just starting to be a little too weird. I don't care how advanced this medicine y'all want to say it is and technology and all that shit. The human body is still the human body.
Yep.
Yeah,
I agree.
What week did he tear his ACL?
I think in December, right? Yeah, week 12.
So week 12 is like November?
Did he miss the last 4 games or 3?
Yeah. I think 4. Yeah, 4. Let me see.
Yeah,
I think it was the last 4 games of the season.
But I just hate the fact that he's rushing back. I hate that.
It says week 15.
15. Damn. Okay, so he missed the last
which goes to my point even more. You know what I'm saying? The last 3 games. Normally somebody tear their ACL week 15, you missing the whole next season.
Exactly.
Or at least if you do make a miraculous comeback, you probably not gonna play to like maybe week 10. Week 1 after tearing your shit in week 15.
Who's their backup quarterback?
They just draft somebody? Or did they sign somebody?
Gardner. They got Justin Fields and
Justin Fields. Yeah, Justin Fields.
Yeah, he might be playing week 1. He gonna be playing week 1, if not week 2. He coming back. He coming back in the first month.
That's just cause for pause, though, man. I'm telling you, with these injuries, something just don't be seeming right. Like, dog, how you tear your ACL in week 15 and gonna be back on the field by week 1?
Yeah, that's crazy.
On, that's crazy.
I said the same thing about Jason Tatum. I'm like, how is it that he's coming back and he's playing in the regular season and Halliburton tore his ACL at the same time?
And this dude didn't tear ACL.
I mean,
he tore his Achilles.
His Achilles.
Which should have had
Achilles. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Achilles. Yeah,
That's
I'm like,
crazy
wait a
work.
minute. Hold on a second. Yeah, they got some type of Russian what do you call that? Regenerated cell.
Regenerated. They say they going and
some
getting
type
some
of like
shit.
Iron Man shit in their like in their facilities.
I
Because
wouldn't
that's
be
not
surprised.
normal at all.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That's not normal.
Two things I say to end off with, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
We got Backlash this weekend. Looking forward to that. Fatu and Reigns. There's some rumors floating around that Reigns and TKO not seeing eye to eye. I don't know how true it is there, but it could just be hype up to get people to tune in. And then also, I think Ronda Rousey makes her return to the octagon this weekend, but I don't think it's a UFC fight. She fighting under some other. They're supposed to be on Netflix.
Yeah, I think it was. I thought it was next.
I thought she retired.
Nah,
she making a comeback.
But you know how it is, bro.
She need a payday.
Exactly. Listen. If I was a professional, someone's offering me money to get in the ring for exhibition, and the money's the right price, it's Netflix. You're gonna get paid, right? And it's Netflix. People gonna watch. Just like like when Floyd and Tyson get in the ring, we don't want to watch it, but because it's there, I'm going to watch it. Like I don't want to. I really
just
don't.
Just to bitch about it afterwards.
But then but even if I don't watch it live, guess what? It's there. It's a Netflix thing. I'm going to watch it at some point in time. So it's just one of those things. Netflix is really bringing in their own way. And, I've been saying it.
Manziel, that's the Netflix. This the new Johnny Manziel is the new Netflix shit.
Yep, you're right.
Well, it's just like I told my stepson some years back, he's a big gamer. I mean, I am too, but I just don't have the time to play. He still finds time to play. And I said, listen, this was about 6, 7, 8 years ago. I said, listen, give it 5 years. GameStop is going to be a thing of the past. He goes, what do you mean? I'm like, everything's going digital. Like that's the way we're going, is digital. And now I was in the mall over here near me out here in Middletown, and where their GameStop was, it's gone. It's not a GameStop no more. It's now a convenience store. Like
wow.
They put coolers in and drinks. People play lotto in there. It's right in the food court. And TV, in my opinion, maybe not 5 years, but 10. Like I'm looking at just the structure of everything and how all these apps are starting to garner these contracts because that's where the money is. They're selling it. Like look at sports. Sport, that was always my mainstay to keep cable. But now I'm looking at it like, okay, the only thing I wish that they would do is pick one. Pick one. I don't need 8 subscriptions. Like, pick one, but they know people gonna pay their money to watch them games.
That's facts.
So
hey, Mike. With that being said, too, you son of a bitch. The next time I see you on 2K and I send you an invite, you better join, goddammit, because I seen your screenshot that you shared, and if you putting up numbers like that, goddammit, I need you on my team. Niggas in 5.
Oh man, yeah.
Man.
I usually playing on the weekend, so we gotta make it happen. We gotta make it happen. Some days I'd be great, and then there'd be days where I just get my ass kicked. like you just run into a
get out. You get out there with the point guard. I'm dishing them.
Oh man. Well, gentlemen, another good show. Hopefully Will's all right with his car. And he can join us next week. And hold on. We got to do Monday next week. It's Mother's Day. So
definitely. Shit. I forgot.
Wasn't even good. Didn't even just thought of it. So it's Mother's Day. So all right. So we'll go for next Monday. Same time, same place. Everyone have a good week. Be safe. and we will see you on the flip side. Peace.
Peace.
Netflix, we need a show.
Hit us up, Netflix.